to the Oven Podcast. Your table is ready. You can follow me.
We're back in Manhattan at Pulpete 71, and we're sitting down tonight with Kyle Gordon. We love his improv comedy all over our social media feeds, and we can't wait to see what kind of humor he's bringing to the oven tonight. Chef Nicky Meatballs says the oven's preheated, so let's get started.
All right, we're back. We're out back at Pulpete 71 on the Upper West Side. You know, we're waiting for these beautiful grape leaves to come in season so we could start making some bottles of wine out here. You know, before we start though, I want to congratulate Nicky Meatballs on having a beautiful baby boy last Sunday. He can't be here tonight because he's all caught up with that. But
congrats, Nicky.
Yeah, thank you for having me open the doors again. Thank you, Nick.
Also, Frankie's not going to be making any bottles of wine out here.
Not me, they do. You know, we're here with comedian, actor, improviser, and writer Kyle Gordon.
Guys, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, dude.
Dreams really do come true. Thank you.
So you're not really a big smoker, right?
Not anymore. I smoked a lot in high school, and that was pretty much the only time. And then when I went to college, literally the first 2 days of college, I got a BUI, biking under the influence. And because I went to school in Ohio, and I very innocently wanted to explore the town, so I rode my bike at 2 a.m. down the hill into the town, and there was a cop waiting for idiots like me just to be fucking around at 2 a.m. because it was freshman orientation, only the freshmen essentially were on campus, so it's it's the dumbest people that will ever come to this school are here right now. So he was waiting for me. I wasn't even that fucked up, but it shows how stupid I was. I was 17, and he was like, "Have you been drinking tonight?" And I was like, "Only one beer." He was like, "I'm gonna give you a ticket now. This is how I make my money." And so and then I had to do a diversion program with the state of Ohio to get it off my record and pee in a cup. So I started smoking less and less weed because I was getting drug tested. And then after that was done, every time I would smoke, I'd get plus I'm Jewish, so there's already anxiety boiling in there anyway. So I would just get super anxious, and eventually I just pretty much just stopped smoking weed. And so that was freshman year of college.
That happens to some people, man.
Yeah,
It happens to a couple of my buddies.
Yeah, as you get older, it's weird. Yeah, and I think the thing I always say is once or twice a year I'll try if I have this. Because I want to relax. I really want to get high like I used to as a kid. But when you're a child, being high, it's a blast. But I want to. But it just because my girlfriend loves your products, by the way. Yep. So I'll take this much of an edible at this time of the day to try to get it perfect.
And just clear your schedule.
Yeah, right. I know, it's okay. But I just
Do you prefer edibles over smoking?
Yeah, I think now, because she gets the gummies, too, which, you can really, dice it into, the perfect amount.
Exactly.
And, so that can be okay, but I think even still I get, a little too high, so, yeah.
Are you funnier when you're high?
No, absolutely. You guys are getting me, you guys lucked out, because then I'll just be, kind of in the corner,
Clammed up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, clammed up, exactly. So, yeah.
So from that video that you made, you're the guy that smoked once in high school. You're not the recovering drug addict.
Yeah. That's a good pull.
You
Yeah.
might be the religious kid. I don't know. You're definitely not the guy from Singapore.
No. Yeah.
It could be the Jewish mobster. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a new one. That's probably the most realistic. But yeah, no, I'm probably more the once in high school type of guy. Although I was smoking pretty regularly, which makes it so sad because I look back with such nostalgia. It was so fun, but it just hasn't worked out quite that way.
Ever since people have been telling me these stories about getting anxious, all that, I'm like, man, I hope that doesn't ever happen to me.
Yeah. Me too. I mean,
stopping that, but
me too. I'm jealous of people who can just smoke weed and relax. It was very illegal. When I was growing up.
It was very illegal 5 years ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So just the amount, and also just because I wasn't really smoking as it started to become legal. So all the being able I've gone to the dispensary with friends and stuff and watched as being able to like really like shop around and pick and be like, I want this much sativa and it show. I mean, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, but you know, like just being able to like shop around like you're at like, you know, the bakery is very.
Yeah, it's like a 7-Eleven just with
honestly,
the flour everywhere.
It's pretty wild. I mean, it's fully legal. Like in Massachusetts, I've been, and it's like it's fully legal, but they also like have to abide by these weird like strict laws. They're like, this is. You know, half of this will be a donation, and half of this will be, you know, a tax-deductible write-off, and you know, like.
But you're not buying it.
Yeah, you're not buying anything. You are placing money at that side of the counter, and I will later, after 3 hours, retrieve the money, and like, yeah, it's all these like weird loopholes that we're gonna look back and be like.
That's exactly what it is, man. It's all loopholes. Like,
yeah.
You know, when it first started, you know, a bunch of my buddies live in D.C., and they were getting away with printing out Polaroid pictures of their dog. And like, not for nothing, their dog's not even that cute. Like it's tough. And he's printing out these Polaroid pictures of the dog, and he's selling them for $45, and you get an eighth. I'm like, no, you're just selling an eighth, and you're giving them a picture of the dog.
Yeah.
An ugly dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you need is, like here's a ring pop, and then, I'll sell you an ounce.
That's funny though, man. I love that you're coming on, and you know, this meal isn't infused today, so.
Well, it's delicious. Thank you guys. Yeah. Would you guys? I guess you guys have the butter, so you can infuse anything. I guess, right?
Yeah, so we make the butter, olive oil, a little bit of, like, so anything. We kind of figured when we first started, like, we were gonna just do butter, and then it got to the point where it was like, man, like you can infuse anything nowadays.
Right. Yeah.
And anything I want to eat, like, if it can get me a little high, I'm for it.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. It's like, why not? Yeah. Like the days of only brownies are long gone.
Man. And it's so funny you say that. That's how we started too.
Right, yeah, that's all you...
Making brownies and Rice Krispies in my mom's kitchen.
Yeah, right, that's the only thing I had heard of as being an edible, you know, like...
And now it's just, you know, now you can get Nikki's sauce and you can just infuse it and bring it back, and it's like, that's it right here.
Beautiful.
Hey, so let's get into it a little bit, man. You know, I've been watching, you know, me and my friend group have been watching your content for, a couple years now, and no, it's so cool to have you like finally on. You know, this is almost, I would say, a long time coming. A couple of months trying to figure out a nice date.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, glad
and we
to be
got
here.
the beautiful Outback for Nikki this time. So
Gorgeous.
You know, my first question, I feel like you probably get this a lot, but you know, because I feel like your comedy is so different. You know, it's all like, you know, it's a lot of improv. It's a lot of like, you know, whatever direction you want it to go. You know, like who inspired you to, you know, make that like, you know, your go-to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think growing up, like, Chris Farley was, like, a huge influence for me, like, just, like, gigantic energy. He, like, if you remember, he was on SNL in the 90s. Like, he just, like, really huge, his energy really, like, inspired me a lot. And then as I got older, I don't know if you guys seen Spinal Tap, but Christopher Guest, who made that movie, is a big. He's great. You gotta check him out in all of his movies.
Spinal Tap.
Yeah. Have you seen Princess Bride?
Oh yeah, of course.
He's the six-fingered man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's great.
My dad loves that movie.
He's the best, and he made a lot of like sort of like mockumentary, like type movies, and so he's a big influence of mine. And I think the other influence would just be myself. Because I'm the best.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
If you don't love yourself, ain't nobody gonna love you.
Yeah, no, but those three. I'd say those three.
That's a solid 3 right there.
He's so much funnier than you. I love this.
This is why I want to bring you on.
I'm a professional.
So what was, what was the first comedy show that you went to?
Oh, that's a good question. First comedy show I went to. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. See, this is very casual. I love it.
Yeah,
no. All right. Sorry, Brian. Shut the fuck up, Brian. No, first comedy show I went to, I don't know. It was probably like a fundraiser at my synagogue, probably. Like, if I were to guess, it was like, you know, they got like a 60-year-old guy who just like is from like does, you know, like that's his shtick is going around to synagogue. Yeah. Every time there's a fundraiser, like he goes. But I mean, I really didn't start seeing a lot of comedy till I moved to New York. I mean, I like watched it, TV and film, but I didn't like go to a lot of comedy shows till I moved to New York in 2014, and I probably honestly started seeing more improv because that's what I started doing was improv, and so I was doing a lot of improv and watching a lot of improv. So I think that kind of informs like my style too, because like I definitely come more from the world of improv than I do.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really a stand-up. I don't like do stand-up, so that's more kind of the world I came from.
So I forgot the name of this pasta dish, but we're having some pasta and sauce.
Delicious.
It's awesome. And we're gonna hop right back into it.
That's one thing Mary's been trying to get better at is like describing the food.
Yeah, like I eat it. I eat it. And I eat it all.
Notes of sauce.
You can really taste the hint of tomato in this.
Yeah, there's definitely fucking tomato in this.
So, gonna jump right into it. When did you realize you were funny, and when did you decide to get into comedy?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of a classic kind of comedy tale. I was always kind of a class clown ever since like elementary school. So.
Did you get class clown in high school? Was that like something you guys did? You did?
No, I forget.
Who beat you? Call him out.
I think Greg Hoffman beat
Fucking
me.
Greg Hoffman.
Motherfucker. No, but I think he got it. But I mean, I deserved it. I mean, come on. But yeah, it's like I'm not bitter about it still. Totally not. No, yeah. So always kind of a class clown, and then, but like you don't realize, like growing like. You don't know any, I had never met an adult who had done anything in entertainment. The idea of like actually being a comedian is so fucking foreign that you don't even consider it as a possibility. And then in college, I went to an open mic one time, just going in senior year. And I was like, I guess this is just how you do it. So I moved to New York and, just kind of started with the improv, but it probably wasn't until like the very end of college that I actually like clicked like, oh, this is actually something that you can actually try to do,
So class clown, one of my other questions was going to be, were you the funny one in the group? So I'm guessing you obviously were.
Yes and no. I mean, I did have and my like high school friends are still like my closest friends, so they were all really, really funny. So I think that was kind of a good thing too, is that every one of my friends was like hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. And
So always competing with something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everyone's kind of like pushing each other to be funnier or you suck.
And there's so many inside jokes within a friend group that like people who think they are funny, when they leave that group and they're around other people, they realize how unfunny they are.
Well, that's very true because I think, everyone thinks that they and their friends are the funniest fucking people on the planet.
Yep.
And that's why when I like moved to New York to try to do comedy, I was very like, I kind of understood that because I was like, I have to figure out if I'm actually funny or I am just like, there are a million people like me who think they're fucking that funny too. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, oh, I'm actually kind of good at this. Like, but there are a lot of people who like think they're hilarious and then they try to do comedy. They're like, oh shit, it was just like me and Nick. Nick is, he's the one who thinks I'm funny, yeah.
And they're like a deer in headlights when they get up there for the first time.
Oh yeah, I mean everyone's like that. So that's why it's kind of hard to tell. It's like, oh, with every comedian, it's like, it takes many, many years to like actually get good, even if you are really funny naturally.
Yep.
That it just takes a lot of like patience because it's just one of those things like there's no way, I mean there are so few people who can like get it right away even if they're funny. It just takes a lot of like eating shit for many years to like get good.
There's so many different types of humor too.
Yeah.
Like if the crowd in front of you is just not on the same wavelength in terms of your type of humor, you're gonna have a rough time.
Yeah, or they shouldn't be there. Like they know what they're getting, unless you're in like a group of like 5 or 6 people coming off.
That open mic night, you don't know who's gonna be there.
Totally, and I think that's the weird thing about comedy. I heard someone saying this. Like music, for example, like it has such clear genres. Like if you're a fan of rock and you go to a jazz club, you're probably not going to like it. And you
Yeah.
should know that you're not going to like it because you go to the jazz club. Like, if you're a fan of metal, you might not enjoy the country bar. But, like, comedy doesn't really, it should, but it doesn't have, like, genres like that. Like,
I wonder what the genres could be. Like,
yeah, like, so, because I feel like I sort of, in my live act, I do a lot of, like, musical comedies. It's like, it's sort of, it's more like character-based, like how I do in my videos.
Yep.
So it's like, it's not stand-up. Like, I'm not standing there being myself telling jokes. And so sometimes, like you were saying, like, people who are expecting one thing see me and they're like, wait, what is this? And, like, it's tough. Like, you know, it's tough because I'm trying to do something different, which, you know, inherently, like, if you're expecting stand-up and you see me, like, it's not your fault for not knowing what I'm going to do, but...
Why is he dressed like a baseball player?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, like, what the fuck?
That baseball outfit is fucking ridiculous.
Dude,
right
that is one of the best purchases I've ever made in my life. It was like $30 on Amazon.
What do you call him, Smokey O'Day?
Smokey O'Day.
See, like, we're big baseball guys, man. So, like, though, you know, like the Gumption City one. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That was put right in the group, and I was like, I'm like, this is fucking it right here.
Yeah, those have been really... And did you see I did one with Pete Alonso?
Yeah. And honestly, so I met Pete at Rolling Loud, 2019, I want to say, or 2020 maybe.
So that would have been, like...
It was the year before COVID.
Oh, yeah, but was he even on the Mets
I think
back then?
I think it was his first year. I think it was a rookie.
Okay.
It was his rookie year, I want to
Because
say.
I think he didn't, like, really, like, take off till, like, 2021 or 2.
It might have been. I'm trying to think. It was the year.
21
before.
was the year after COVID. 19 was the year before.
Yeah, it was one of those, and he was just in the. I mean, you got to think about how many people are at Rolling Loud. It was at Citi Field, and it was him and I can't remember who else. They came right into the GA, and I'm like, and you can't miss the guy. He's a fucking moose walker.
Big, fucking And
you're like, that's Pete Alonso. It's like, because at first you're like, I don't know what I think about Pete, and then you look at him like, if he can hang out like this with everyone, I'm like, he's got to be a cool dude.
Dude, he's the man. He's just like a dude.
Yeah.
He's totally just like a dude.
You a Mets fan?
Yeah.
So-
I don't follow as closely as I should, so I'm like kind of, for all the baseball content I do, I like am pretty ignorant, but but this year I've been especially following because I did that video with Pete, and in the video, like, my Smokey O'Day kind of like ghost baseball character gives him advice, like terrible advice on how to hit better.
Yeah, he's like, oh, now I'm good at baseball.
Yeah. I give him like, I'm like, be good. And he's like, oh, now I see.
Just be yourself.
Yeah. But I really, you know, I think they were at or just below 500 when I made that video. And now I really want them to do well so that I can take credit for turning. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, hey, you remember that stupid video that we just did? That's it.
Dude, I turned the Mets season around single-handedly.
So what's the biggest thing comedy has taught you?
It's a good question. Like, doing comedy, I mean, I think for me, it really helped because it was the first time, like, it sort of taught me to, like, have patience. It was like the first thing I really worked at for a long time to get good at. You know, there was nothing really else before that I'd ever really excelled at. So just like seeing the process of like start, like as an adult, like starting from the very bottom and like pushing through, and now it's kind of working out, and I have, you know, it's
definitely working out.
Yeah. It's like
it's kind of working out.
Yeah. Well, it's got, you know, like I've never, just like learning about what it takes to sort of build a career for yourself, and sort of how to navigate that. That's what it's been for me. I don't know if I was always kind of, like I said, like a class clown, so it's like that sort of stuff came like second nature to me, but it's more about the learning how to build a career, I guess. That
I gotta ask you though, what's one genre of comedy you will not touch?
Ooh, I like that question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I got one after this to back that up.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not that I won't touch, but I just don't think, like, I'm not really a stand-up, like a traditional stand-up where it's just me standing up there. So it's not that I won't touch it, but I really don't think it, like, suits my strengths.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, you know, James Hetfield from Metallica is never gonna be like a lounge singer. You know what I mean? Because it's it's just not gonna happen. So
If you keep doing that, you might be.
Yeah. So I just don't think it like suits my strengths necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to piggyback that, as a comedian, is there any jokes that are like off limits or like too far? Because you see some comedy skits, man, and these guys just, obviously they have a good relationship with the audience before they do it, but like some stand-up is like questionable.
I was sitting VIP at MSG for Louis C.K. Shout out to Jimmy for the tickets.
Jimmy.
I was uncomfortable for a lot of the jokes.
When was this?
I don't
Oh,
even
this is
remember.
the new tour?
Yeah, the new one.
Okay, yeah.
And like it was not even for his, but just like the people who opened up for him, like that kind of humor, I realized is not for me.
What was it
Yeah,
like?
what was it?
I don't know. When they started joking about like the child sex trafficking schemes and stuff like that, I was like, all right, I gotta sit this one out.
Yeah, I've got like 10 minutes on that. Yeah.
I heard the little giggle.
No, yeah. I mean, it really all depends. Like, I think, like, it really becomes uncomfortable when it's like not funny. You know, like if you talk about something and you make it not funny, then then the discomfort with it, I think, becomes like a lot more apparent.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it really all just depends on how you approach it.
So, who are the hardest people to make laugh? Like when you get in front of a crowd, like when you just look at someone, you're like, or not looking at them because it's not by their look, but just what type of person, what personality typically gives you the hardest time when it comes to like being able to make somebody laugh?
Probably Italians. Yeah, I mean, I think for me personally, because like a lot of my like live act again is like it's like musical comedy, and I do like parodies of particular like musical genres. So like I do like a emo kid, and I do like a country singer, and I do so. And I think like a lot of it is based in like references in that way. So you have to maybe. So what I'm trying to say is, I think younger people like my stuff maybe a little better than older people. So for example, I got invited maybe a year or two ago to do a gig in Camden, New Jersey.
Okay.
And it was a very the kid who ran this venue knew me and was a fan, but the type of people it was based out of the show was at like a record pressing plant from like an old phonograph company. So phonograph.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool, but like the clientele was like older Camden.
The guys who ran that joint back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. And so I got up there and it was like dead.
Like
silence.
crickets?
Yeah. And you know what? And also I was opening for I can't remember his name, but he was like he used to work with Howard Stern like in the 80s. He was like Howard Stern's like joke guy.
Tell me it's
You're
Jackie
talking
Martin.
Martling?
Yes, Jackie Martling.
fucking way.
Yeah.
We had him on.
No way, really? That's
We
great.
just put out his episode last
Yeah.
night.
That's fucking hilarious.
I was just saying, no way he's talking about Jackie.
Yeah, Johnny the Joke Man. Yes, I opened for him, and like, yeah, he was funny, he was great, but the audience who was there to see him was
it's so
they
different.
were like completely baffled by what I was doing,
Yeah.
and I mean, whatever, shit happens, but like I think they liked it because I was like, I was about to finish my set, and I was like, yeah, you guys don't know who I am, but like ask your grandchildren, I'm sure they know. And they loved it. They like wanted to be shit on. That was the only thing they laughed at. They were like, yeah, fucking shit on us for being old. Yeah, fucking. Yeah, fucking.
That's so funny. You open for Jackie?
Yeah, that was wild. I didn't really get to talk to him, but yeah, that was a wild night.
Talking about that crazy venue. What's the best venue, or what's your favorite venue other than Union Hall?
Yeah, well, so I do love Union Hall. Like, I have June 30th.
Yep.
And then I have a show at the Bell House in the fall, which
Okay.
is like a bigger venue, which is I'm really excited about because fingers crossed, I think I'm going to have like the full band. Usually I just play me and the guitar, but I think for that gig, I'm going to have the whole band.
Nice.
Which will be really cool. But other than that, I with my friend Jacob, who was here earlier, we do our show now at Union Hall, but we used to do it at Caroline's, which
I've been there.
on Broadway,
Yeah.
which unfortunately just closed.
Dude,
yeah,
a lot of them are closing.
yeah, really sad. I mean, that place has been around forever. So.
Friars Club too, man. Friars Club just closed down.
Oh, really? I didn't even know
Yeah.
that. Wow, that's crazy.
Just closed their doors a couple weeks ago. I'm like, damn.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah, I
The
mean,
the
it's,
original roast over there.
yeah, it's tough, really tough. But yeah, so I mean, that was cool just to be able to, because it's funny, like, because so much of how, well, almost all of how people know me right now is from social media, which is great. Like, but like explaining that to my family sometimes can be a little hard. But like when I told them I was doing Caroline's, they're like, "Whoa, you're doing Caroline's! Oh my God, you're doing Caroline's!" Oh, like millions of followers means nothing. Like he's performing at Caroline's.
That's good though. That's the best thing. My family just doesn't quite understand, but like,
Yeah.
like they're there to support
You got to give them something that is
yeah.
somewhat in their world. They're like, I have no idea social media, but like big venue. All right, I understand.
Caroline's.
Yeah.
It's like my dad, man. My dad's 75 and like 76 now, and just to bring Jackie back, my dad has no idea what a podcast is.
Yeah.
Like I tell him like every Tuesday, yeah, we're gonna shoot the podcast. In his head, he's like, all right, see you later, man, because he has no fucking clue what's going on.
He loved radio shows, though. You could tell him
Loved
it's
them,
like
yeah.
a radio show.
See, yeah, that's the thing. You got to give them explain it
Yep.
you give them something to latch onto.
He loved calling and shitting on Mike Francis.
Oh, bro. Yeah,
Oh, he's one of those guys?
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, classic.
Frank from Levittown, you're like, why the fuck is he
Yeah. Oh, we got Frank from Levittown back again.
So yeah, he's here to talk about Mickey Mantle. These guys weren't like
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
But he's a character, man. When we told him we were getting Jackie on, I'm like, yeah, we went out to dinner with Jackie.
Andy Pettit's a fucking bum. Throw him to the curb. We don't want him.
That's literally it.
Yeah, of
And then he
course.
gets hung up on it. He sits there looking at the phone like, yeah, they're still talking on the TV, bro. You're out.
Your dad's yelling about Scott Brocious. Yeah.
Dude, that was prime time.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it was.
Dude, exactly.
That's what got me into baseball.
Oh yeah, that was my era too. Well, that was a good Mets, the Mike Piazza, Gardo
yeah.
Alfonso era. Yeah.
Piazza, Clemens, Bay.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
When you reference Mike Piazza, I fucking lose my mind.
Oh yeah.
Bring back the steroid era in baseball. Say it right
Amen,
here. Bring
dude.
it back. That was
Amen.
the
If you want
that
home
was
runs,
the
if you want home
exciting
runs,
baseball
yeah.
ever. Slamming Sammy Sosa.
Oh, I
Mark
remember that
McGwire.
so
Listen,
distinctly.
I'm a pitcher, but
I love hearing Chris Berman.
I'll
No.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
I'll take the steroid era back, but that means we're gonna need some lacquer on their fingers. We're gonna need some more glue on there.
Yeah, just let everything.
Yeah,
let the pitcher spitballs. Bring back spitballs. Yeah.
You know what's funny
100%.
though? Like when they banned like the old foreign substances, a lot of these batters would rather them put the sticky stuff on their fingers because they got better control.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like think about it, you're standing up there
Yeah.
and this thing's coming 90, 80, moving. If I know that this ball, it has a better chance of
Right.
not hitting me, I'm a little bit more comfortable in that box.
His ball had so much movement when we played.
Yeah.
It was a little all over the place.
He was good. He had a lot of movement.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I'll have
why-
to watch
that's
your
why-
highlight reel.
Yeah. No, seriously, that's why we love those baseball videos, man. Other than the fact that they're fucking hilarious, it's like it hits home.
Yeah, no, it's really funny, because I've done so many different characters, but it's like, and people will recognize me from different things, but if I pass kids with a bag or a baseball team, it's like, oh, I know they're gonna know who I am.
How awesome is that? Though?
Oh, it's great, it's cool, but because my girlfriend, she has a love-hate relationship with it, with people coming up to me, because sometimes she's just like, she's a New Yorker too, so she's like, leave me the fuck alone. She's better at me than at spotting when people are gonna come up to me. So if she sees a baseball team, she's like, move, get away.
Put your fucking hood up.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
So other than them, who else you got? So you're a Rangers fan too, right?
Rangers fan, yeah. I've never really followed hockey that close, although it's really fun to go to the games.
That might be the best games to go to.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
I'm upset about my Seattle Kraken, man.
Yeah, he's a
That's
day
my
one
team.
Kraken fan.
Day
so.
one, die hard
word?
day one, yeah.
What is it? 3 years now?
No, this was second season.
Second season?
So I'm a new hockey fan. I needed a team. You know, they started last year.
Yeah, they started with,
That's my
with
team.
you. You joined with the newest team, yeah.
We got to get Matty Beniers on here, and then I'll be happy.
Matty Beniers.
Yeah, and then Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks, bro. That was
They love you.
that game 6, man. We were
Yeah.
actually at his at one of our friends' wedding rehearsals for that. And we, the whole bar. 'Cause we're in North Carolina too.
Oh, well.
And the whole bar was from New York. Everyone rooted for the Knicks.
Really?
It's sick, man. You got the whole place like
That's
that.
great.
It's pretty cool though, man. Like people are obviously realizing, like you're on the court, you're on the ice,
Yeah, dude.
like you're on the field and shit. Like
Well, that's just been great because, because once I love going to the games, and once I started doing, I sort of fell into doing like a lot of sports content, and it's something it's fun to do. So I kind of like fell into it, and then I just have been go. It started with the Mets because I mostly did the baseball stuff, and then I kind of fell into doing all the other stuff, but. Yeah, I really want. So, the way it worked, started with the Mets, and then I think probably the Knicks and Rangers, they're both Madison Square Garden, so it's like the same. They reached out and they were like, "You want to come?"
how crazy is that though? You got to like MSG is reaching out to you.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, like,
Hey,
10-year-old Kyle is like fucking shitting his pants right now. Like, it's insane. But the Jets, I was like, you have to hook me up with Jets. Like, I need to go to a Jets game. And that was in that one. That was really cool. That was like a really surreal moment because I got to bring my parents, and who are both also big Jets fans, and we got to go down on the field before the game. And Thomas Jones was there. If you remember Thomas Jones, and like, because that's like, they're like. I remember Thomas Jones, like, you know, like these are like celebrities, like, so.
They're more hyped about that than Caroline's.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
We're still not sure what he does, but Thomas Jones.
Yeah, exactly. Literally. And they were like, they got to go down on the field, so it was like, and then like, you know, a lot of my fans, like before the game, they kind of came down and like saw me and were like cheering for me. So like for my parents, they were like, you know, it's amazing. It was amazing.
It's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was really cool.
I gotta say though, good for you. Awesome experience. MetLife is a fucking tin can, bro. It's the most boring fucking stadium
Yeah.
you got. Nothing.
Yo,
You're
no.
sitting in a tin can.
And if you're up high, man, you are up high, bro.
You think I sit with the plebeians? Are you kidding me? I know nothing about that. I know nothing about that.
This guy's on the field
No, but
calling audibles.
But honestly, I haven't really been to any other, because, you know, I went to Giant Stadium way back in the day, but I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But, which I also feel like was a tin can. But, I haven't really been to any other, have you been to other football stadiums?
What I've been? I've been to San Fran. I've been to Miami.
Miami Stadium's cool.
I don't know, like
Miami's just a party outside. Like before the game, it's a.
Is that the one? Do they have like a pool or something? Is that one of the ones, you know, where like.
Are you thinking of the Arizona Diamondbacks?
Oh, they have that?
Yeah, they have
so
a pool
maybe
with
I
a pool-
completely.
the pool
Doesn't Tampa or something? They have
Tampa
some,
might. I don't know if there's a football.
maybe it's not a
stadium
pool, but some sort of little like party area or something.
Miami was just like, they bring like the strip clubs to the parking lot. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like
Yeah.
mobile poles, like everyone dancing. Like, where am I at 11 or am I at the game? Like, where am I?
Crazy. What makes you? Is it just the new? What makes you a Dolphins fan?
Oh man, I'm so happy you asked. So
He's a fucking loser.
So growing up, my dad, my dad, like I said, 75, 76, he's a little out there at this point, but he, my whole life grew me up a Dolphins fan, right? Like Dan Marino this, Dan Marino that. I've been to 3 games before like I was able to pay for my games. They're all Jet Dolphins or Giant Dolphins games. And I don't know if you remember, the Dolphins were playing the Patriots a couple years ago, and it was like the end of the game. They did like the crazy like hook and ladder, where Gronk missed a tackle, Dolphins run it in to like win the game. I just hit like a 16 parlay bet. And I'm a fucking Dolphins fan, so I'm going nuts in the room. And my dad's like all pissed off. I'm like, what could you possibly be mad about? I'm like, that's the craziest thing we might see this year. And he's like, why would I not be mad? I'm like, you're a fucking Dolphins fan. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm a Packers fan. I was like, wait a second. I'm like, bro, I'm 26. Like, what do you mean you're a Packers fan? He's like, I've always been a Packers fan. I'm like, bro, no, you haven't. I'm like, Dan Marino. He's like, oh, well, I was a Dan Marino fan. So like this guy let me buy every fucking Dolphins jersey growing up. I mean, Ricky Williams jersey is my favorite jersey ever anyway.
Yeah.
But like so for 26 years, I was like, I could have been a Packers fan, had a Super Bowl on
He's
the
like, I was
belt.
wondering why you were into it. I was always kind of confused about it.
I don't know why you're rooting for the Dolphins.
Yeah. I just let it happen. I was like, my son wants to root for the Dolphins. What do I care? Yeah.
What an idiot.
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it was funny when he said that. I was like, dude, because again, like, you know, growing up, when he was growing up, Dan Marino was
Oh yeah.
the fucking
Yeah, I think I
star.
caught that. When did he retire? I might have caught that. I was born '92, so I think.
Yeah, I was so
Yeah,
the same age.
Yeah, I think he retired maybe like
A couple
in
years
the
ago.
90s,
Yeah,
right?
it was
Yeah.
I want to say late 90s.
Late 90s,
Like,
but I
don't
definitely remember him still playing, I feel like.
Because I remember going to a game when he was playing, but I was like, you know, like when you're little, you remember like bits and pieces.
Yeah,
and stuff?
yeah.
I don't remember shit about the game, but I remember like going up like the crazy escalator.
Yeah,
like,
exactly, right.
Like that's like what I remember. I remember being there, but not like remember seeing him.
I mean, he was in one of the greatest comedy movies of all time.
Of course, yeah.
dude.
Ace Ventura,
Yeah.
of course, yeah, classic.
That might be the best comedy like series ever.
Yeah, well, I was thinking like good sports cameos in comedy. The Brett Favre in Something About Mary. You ever see Something
I
About
haven't
Mary?
seen that in so long.
Oh,
man.
it's so they like the whole movie. They're talking about her having like an ex-boyfriend, Brett.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, who's Brett? It's Brett Favre. Yeah. Oh, it's great.
What do you think of Jim Carrey?
Oh, I love him. You know, it's funny actually. Like I saw some because I feel like in my comedy and my taste, like I'm into myself and other performers with like big energy,
Yep.
just really, really big energy. And so Chris Farley, Jim Carrey, like I love Jim Carrey. A lot of people, I was watching a clip online and then like all the comments were like, I think some people don't really like him because his energy's too big, but I love Jim Carrey.
He's also kind of like I love Jim Carrey is my favorite. Like if it's like comes into like the actors like in comedy.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I mean, there's so many movies you could list movie after movie. That
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just crushes,
yeah.
But like, you know, I feel like a lot of people don't like. You know, he kind of like found himself.
Oh, well, that whole other part too. Yeah.
They hold that against him. I'm like, bro, who cares if he's still putting out good
Don't
stuff?
do his
It's
thing,
like,
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
it's really
I know.
funny. I don't give a shit who you vote for.
I love,
Yeah.
I love the story about Jim Carrey, about the check that he wrote himself. Like that's really
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
Like, he
yeah,
wrote-
yeah,
I forget
yeah.
The amount of money was like $1 million check or something. He wrote it to himself in advance. He's like,
Yeah.
someday I'm going to cash this for myself. And like, obviously he fucking did it. He made a
Yeah.
lot more than he thought he was gonna.
No.
That was pretty cool. But
Really talented.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's great, and I like his. He's just such clearly a one in a billion
Oh,
performer.
dude,
Like there's no
1000%.
one else like him.
Just
so.
his mannerisms, man. Like his
Yeah.
mannerisms,
Yeah.
like in the mask.
Oh yeah, it's
You know,
insane.
like, no one could have been the mask other than Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
for sure.
And yeah, I like people who are so distinct and unique, and
Right.
and like I like any creative thing, but comedy especially that's like not obvious. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everything he does is surprising. None of it's obvious. It might not be your taste, but you can't dispute that he's like super unique.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
No, the mannerisms with him are just ridiculous.
Yeah, they're all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's insane. Yeah.
I remember being a little kid and like watching him come out of a fake rhinoceros asshole. Like,
Yeah, when they balls.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you can't argue with that.
So while we're on that topic, you know, you were saying that you play the guitar.
Fake rhinoceros
Yeah, fake
assholes.
rhinoceros
Yeah,
assholes.
all right, yeah, okay.
I'm happy we touched on that.
Yeah, good. Speaking of, yeah.
I know you're playing the guitar and like, you know, you make first off, the songs are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Like they're funny and they're fucking good.
Oh,
Like,
thank you.
So I gotta commend you on that, but like, you know, that kind of reminds me of like Adam Sandler a little bit. You know, like he does like the music on stage and like,
Totally.
like are you a fan of him?
Yeah.
Like, so I gotta ask, top 3 movies. Me and my buddies do.
Ooh,
this.
Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler, yeah. Because top 3 for us is always so questionable.
Oh, yeah, I would say, I mean, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
And then,
It's always those two, and then
Billy Madison, are you saying that because you're a Chris Farley fan?
yeah, I mean, he's amazing in that
Yeah,
movie,
oh,
too.
dude.
I mean, I feel like Billy Madison is like Adam Sandler at his, like, peak Adam
Yeah.
Sandler-ness. Everything else kind of, like, that's the high that you're chasing. But, well, I mean, I want to say maybe Big Daddy. What else?
Classic. You know, like I always put Mr. Deeds on that pedestal.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in so long. Yeah,
I love Mr.
That's the same
Deeds,
era.
bro.
Yeah.
50 First Dates gets overlooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch that. I remember like not loving it, but I saw it like so long ago. Yeah, that. Yeah, I never really. I didn't stick with him during that era, like mid 2000s.
Yeah, when he started making like
2010s.
Jack and Jill and shit.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. See, I heard that one is like so bananas that
I
it's
haven't
kind of
even-
fun to watch. Yeah, like
I haven't
it's
even
just
tried.
yeah. My brother just saw it recently, and like I think the Nighthawk or one of these theaters like played it like
Really?
in the theaters. Yeah, to just get, like.
Just try and get some people in.
Yeah, or like just because it's so insane,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
and so bad, like that it just people.
It's
came
so
to-
bad, it's good.
Yeah, exactly. It's so bad it's good. So, and he was like, it's fun. It's so bad it's really fun. But yeah, I mean I have to go with I love Big Daddy. So yeah, that's probably got to be my top.
You
three.
ever see Click?
Oh, that's another one a long time ago.
Bro.
Well, that one that took a turn like halfway through the movie.
That
Yeah.
buried me at like 55 minutes. I was crying. In
I remember, but I remember also like I saw that. Yeah, that must have come out like 2003 or something like that.
Yeah, probably sometime around that.
Yeah, so I would have been like 13, 12 or 13, and like then I'm like ready to see like
Yeah.
Adam Sandler be stupid, and then like halfway through it's like
He's on the ground and it's raining.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
300 pounds and having a heart attack.
Yeah.
What is going
I'm like,
on?
what the I want more rhinoceros assholes. Like, I don't want, like, a heartfelt drama. Like,
too.
Yeah, I'm 13. I want fart. Start farting now. That's what I paid for. Or no, I didn't pay for it. That's what this person who brought me paid for. Fart for me, monkey.
Who's your favorite character of yours that you do?
Ooh, favorite of mine? Good question. I'll have to give a shout out because I'm currently in the midst of recording an album, kind of like I was
Yep,
saying
yep.
with like I have these comedy songs and sort of parodies of different genres, and I have this one character called DJ Crazy Times, which is a sort of like a late 90s like Eurodance DJ, and he's like speaks horrible English, so he's like, if you want patties to be making, have some noise. He's kind of like David Guetta almost, like he's like
Stevie Aoki.
yeah, but like European, so he's like, tonight we're going to have world peace. Yeah. So that's probably one of my favorites. He's very specific, and I'm doing like I recorded like a full sort of song as that character, so I'm very
Hell yeah.
excited to
That's gonna be
drop that. And
ridiculous.
the English is horrendous.
Super broken.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, horrific. No two words make sense next to each
I
other.
love that. When can we expect this?
Fall. Keep fall. So I don't have an official release date yet, but keep an eye out. If you follow me, Kyle Gordon is great. I'll be plugging it for sure. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna. I'm in the midst of recording it right now. We're almost done, and I think it's gonna be.
Nice.
I'm very excited
for
about
that.
it. Yeah.
What's up?
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. All the people in the place. Let me see your faces.
All right. V is going to do her thing. Ask her question.
Okay. I guess I could ask all of you, but I'm gonna start with you.
I get upset when you don't ask all of us.
Actually,
Has it really ever happened?
some of them I don't like answering, but
He's already getting FOMO as we started. Okay, if you had to give advice to your younger self, what would it
Ooh, yeah. Like a sincere answer, I would like fuck up more. You know what I mean? Like
that.
Fuck up. Just like, don't. Just try things and fuck up, and you'll get better than trying to like learn how to do something before trying it. You know, like just try it. You're gonna suck for a long time, and just let yourself fuck up because you're gonna learn way quicker.
what's like you do in the PR?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I never got good at that. But I would never have known if I hadn't fucked up so many
Exactly.
times.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, very.
I would have to say, if I had to answer that, it would probably be somewhere along like the lines of that.
You can't steal his question.
No, because I was gonna say the same exact thing. No,
Well, I mean, when you have the perfect answer, you can't really top it. I mean, yeah.
Like, don't live the life you think you're supposed to lead, and don't do what you think the people around you, especially like family,
Family's number
your
one.
relatives. You know, like they're always gonna want you to do the safe thing. You know, and sometimes you get caught up doing the safe thing, doing what you're supposed to do, and you realize you're living someone else's life. You're not living yours. So,
Just be that horse with
Amen.
blinders, man.
yeah.
Be
Amen.
that horse with blinders. That's what it is.
We're gonna need a better answer from.
No, that's it. That's really what that's what it is. It's like you said, just I mean, once you can fuck up all you want, maybe don't make that same mistake twice, but learn from that. But
There you go. That's the elevated answer.
Yeah, that's the adult answer.
That's
so-
that's the 2.0. Yeah.
Like we said, you're so much funnier than him. So.
Oh please. Oh please.
He's on the top 3. Come on, he's got it.
All right. Time for the oven question.
Another
lot- there's a lot in here today.
another
I'm gonna mix this
ridiculous
up.
question from a ridiculously small oven.
Great.
When having soup,
Why do you stick your dick in it, Kyle? Who told you that?
When having soup.
so when having soup, is it considered eating or drinking?
Drinking, definitely.
You think?
Yeah. Well, yeah. No. Well, okay. I would say in a sentence, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat some soup. But if I was to describe what's actually happening in the act of having soup, it's more akin to drinking than it is to eating. It's a liquid. Just because you happen to have a spoon as the vessel to get if it's the same thing if you put the. I mean, it also depends on how thick the soup is.
The contents
Yeah,
of it?
yeah.
You
Like
know?
if there's some meat and macaroni in there.
Yeah, then you're eating that.
I mean,
yeah.
until I get to the broth, and then I'm drinking the broth.
Well,
I guess.
tomato soup. You can literally have that in a
that's-
mug.
Yeah, but it's got substance. It's got substance.
But-
It's a little thicker, but you can have if you can have it in a mug, you're drinking that.
What do you think?
Oh,
I think if you don't have to chew it, then you're drinking it. But if you
that's a pretty good.
Okay.
That's a pretty good.
Okay, so
that's a pretty good
it's-
distinction.
So Via said if you don't have to chew it, you're drinking. Which I guess that makes sense.
So it matters for the substance, what's in it, but what you said, how you said it depends what's in it, that's when you determine when you're talking to someone if you say you're eating it. or
Yes,
drinking
yeah,
it. I
true.
just realized, I had a realization. I don't say either.
Yeah. What do you say?
I'm
having
gonna have some soup.
I'm having
Yeah, I'm
soup.
having soup.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm having soup.
Yeah. Having soup. Yeah. Like.
So the world is confused about whether you're eating or drinking it.
Yeah. But you would say but you could say I'm having like what are you eating for dinner? I'm having chicken. But I guess soup is the only thing you would never say. Like
No.
I'm eating chicken, but you wouldn't say
I'm eating soup.
I'm
No.
eating soup. You never say. I'm
And
eating
you wouldn't say you're drinking soup.
I can't tell you the last time I had soup. Like, now that I'm thinking about it.
No, sometimes you just need it, especially in the winter. Good soup.
I think. Yeah, I think if you chew it, you're eating the soup. If you're not chewing, you're drinking the soup.
Unpopular opinion while we're on the soup discussion. French onion soup is garbage.
Terrible. No, terrible. French onion
Yeah, you
soup
too?
is terrible. It's
What?
disgusting.
What about it? It's
know,
just
it's
cheese. It's just
Dude,
melted cheese.
Everything about
I love it.
It's
What?
Like, it's like acid reflux in a bowl.
Nah,
Yeah, give it to me. yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, the one thing is that it does come out too hot a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And then you burn your mouth and you can't enjoy it, and it comes out like piping
Yeah,
hot.
boiling hot.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. But if you get it right, I love French onion soup.
I'm sure if I've had
Just
like
bread
if
and
I had like
cheese.
some good French onion soup, it would probably be like a different story. Like
That's the thing with French onion soup. I feel like, yes.
Yeah, true,
It's easy
true.
to make a French onion soup,
True.
but it's hard to make a good French onion
True.
soup. People just love throwing fucking onions,
Yeah.
some cheese, melted cheese on
Yes.
top. Oh, yeah, we have French onion soup.
Yeah.
No, you have fucking onions and cheese.
True.
so my cousin is married to a French woman, and she's awesome. I hope they don't watch this, but
Oui.
So her first or second Christmas with us, she was like over in the States, and 50 people at dinner, and she was like, yeah, Lucy made like this amazing French onion soup, and I'm sitting like, fuck, now I gotta try it. Like I have to eat it because she made it. Me and my dad are sitting next to each other. My dad's like, fucking loves French onion soup. He looks at me, he's like, don't eat that. I was like, yo, she's from France.
Give it
to the dog.
Yeah, I gotta text him. Me and Jay are going golfing on Wednesday. We'll be like, yo, what the hell was that about?
No, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like
French onion soup?
No. Well, that
And anyone who likes it.
when you like something, like a dish or something, and someone knows that you like it, and then you're around someone that made it.
Yeah.
And my mom loves doing this to me. Oh, Mario loves this.
Yeah.
And now there's so much pressure to fucking like this dish.
Yeah.
They're watching you because they know you love it. They just made it. They're like, Mario loves it. Let's see if he likes it. And now I'm like,
Yeah, and I know, I'm looking at it. I know you fucked it up. I know that this is not how it's supposed. I love it, so I know how it's supposed to look. It's not supposed to look like that.
and then you fucking gotta have the anxiety of faking that you like the dish. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, amen. I agree.
I'm happy that turned into into a fuck tomato, into a fuck French onion soup violation. We did the oven. I just got a couple more questions I want, just so we know you on like a little bit more personal basis. Like, Comedy Central, Adult Swim. Can you take us through a little bit of like what you've done with them?
Yeah. So it was funny. So Adult Swim, I've just done some voices for shorts. For some of my friends.
Okay.
So Marissa Goldman and Sam Lanier, they both had separate little short cartoons on Adult Swim. So I did some voices for them, which was fun. And then Comedy Central was fun because they have this series called Tales from the Trip.
Okay.
And you talk about a time you did psychedelics or whatever. And I talked about this one time. You can go watch it, but the brief recap is when I first moved to New York, I was in Brooklyn, and I had done a bunch of Adderall, and then I did acid at like 2 a.m.
Oh, God bless.
Freaked out. I mean, it was all in my own head, so I was just like catatonic. But essentially, when there had been this like weird sort of bug-eyed kid, kind of very quiet in the corner the whole night at this party, walking around. Well, so. Then but I had moved to Brooklyn and I was sleeping on my friend's couch in the basement, who had this party, and this weird bug-eyed kid had been walking around, and then now it's like 2 a.m, 3 a.m. I'm like really feeling weird,
out of your mind,
out of my mind, and so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to like lay down and go to bed, and this kid was like curled up on like the couch I was sleeping on. And I was like, I kicked him out. I was like, you got to get out of here. You got to get out of here. And he like scaredly like ran away. And long story short, like I found out later, I was watching this documentary a few months later about these kids in New York who had essentially been locked, these like 10 brothers who had been locked in their apartment their whole lives and never been allowed to leave. And this documentary came out in like 2016 or something. And the documentary ends, and they just are now starting to like, or no, it must have been 2013 or something, 2014, something like that. And they're just starting to like enter society at like 20.
Like Bubble Boy.
Yeah, and like that, and I was like, oh my God, that was the kid at the party. So like he had been in society for like
2 weeks.
a day. Yeah. And so like I was like one of his like first experiences of like being in society was me like standing over him like, get out of here. Yeah. Bugged out of my mind. Like, yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing that stuff, man, that's all time and place. It's like,
oh my God,
you gotta clear your schedule and
dude, yeah, I was really stupid. I was
get
like
3 of your favorite snacks.
Yeah. Like
I've never done acid. I don't think I could
it's
ever
intense. Yeah, I've done it a few. Like
you realize how straight the fucking buildings are in the city, right?
yeah, right.
Yeah. Like, why is everything so symmetrical? Like, how the fuck did they do that? And that's kind of what we do at work. Like,
yeah. But with the Comedy Central, it was cool. Go check it out, and they animated my whole story, so it's like me telling the story, and then you can see like it's really cool. They animated it and made it look all trippy.
Tales
like
from the Trip.
Tales from the Trip.
Tales from the Trip.
Yep.
I'm sure if I watch it, I definitely won't do acid.
yeah. I was because a lot of the other ones are like fun. Mine was like dark.
So we started asking this question, a little bit like to everybody, just to keep like, because I'm interested, man. Because like we first started this to when we were growing up, everyone was like, hey, one person, 3 people, dead or alive, you can bring to dinner, and like they can answer any question. We're like, shit, we're kind of doing that now, like with one guest at a time.
Your eyes look so pretty with that blue shirt.
Thank
today,
you. That's why I wore it today. Good little backdrop.
I mean, I can leave if you guys. Yeah. You guys, keep going. What do you need a third person at dinner? Go for it. Yeah.
So one person, dead or alive, it doesn't have to be historical, that you could sit down to dinner with, and they would answer any question.
Ooh.
Who would it be?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, not to keep bringing it back, but Chris Farley is like my number one, because that's someone who, I don't know, I feel like in certain ways I really feel like I understand how his mind works, because I feel like I have a lot of the same impulses, like the drive to be funny all the time in sort of the same way. And so, but there's obviously a lot in many ways we're very, very different people. So to pick his brain, I think would be really,
that would be awesome.
Really amazing. But
That would be awesome.
they love you.
No, that's a great answer. That's like, see, those are the answers that we're looking for. They want to see who really had like an impact on your life, that you're like, man, that one person, if I could show him at dinner, that's it.
Totally, yeah. Because it's exactly what I said. It's like, in so many ways, I feel like I understand his brain in a way that maybe other people might not, just because I feel like we share a lot of like similar impulses, like I said. But yeah.
All right, so to stay on that topic, just because you do so many characters from different eras and different every decade.
Yeah.
So which is amazing. You hit every fucking decade. If there was one historical event that you could be a part of, almost like sit in on, you wouldn't get like hurt or anything like that. You're just seeing all the action, storming the beaches of Normandy kind of shit.
Yeah.
What event would that be?
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably when Ashley Simpson lip synced on Saturday Night Live. That would be pretty cool to check out. Yeah, it's like you can go back to any era. I'd probably go back to 2006.
Historical?
Yeah. Bush administration. Yeah. I don't know. Like Woodstock would be cool. I would love to be at Woodstock.
Woodstock would be unbelievable.
That would be pretty great.
That's something I don't even think of. Like
Woodstock?
Yeah.
That's like the first, before there was Coachella, there was Woodstock. Actually, maybe Woodstock 99. That would be more.
That sounds like South Park.
Woodstock 99.
Yeah. they had all these documentaries about, yeah, exactly. Well, they did a bunch, like Netflix did a documentary, HBO did a documentary, and they tried to make it, I mean, it was fucked up. People died and like there was shit everywhere and there was no water.
It was like bad.
Yeah, really bad.
Like Firefest, like times 12.
Firefly or
No, was it Firefest?
Firefest, yeah, like the fucked up
15.
one. Yeah.
Damn.
But then they show footage of like Limp Bizkit, and I was like, yeah, that actually kind of looks pretty fun. Like people are literally being like dying of dehydration.
You couldn't see the end of the crowd.
And there were fires people were like people thought they were, because the sewage was so bad, people thought they were like throwing mud.
Yeah, they're throwing just poop
Wasn't
everywhere.
mud. Yeah, it was like pools of shit.
Just dookie soup everywhere.
Yeah, because they put it on like the past, they had Woodstock 69 and then they had Woodstock 94. Both of those were in like open fields, but this one they had it on an abandoned air base in upstate New York. So it was just like baking hot asphalt. So like there was no like grass. It was just like boiling asphalt, and famously they like charged like $15 for water. And these are like 20-year-old kids who came there with like a case of beer, like they
case of beer and some
they
drugs.
couldn't afford. Exactly. Yeah. Also, they're like fucking losing their fucking minds.
They need the water more than anyone else. Like
so long story short, sounds like a blast. I'd love to go.
If you got to be a woman for 24 hours, what would be the first thing you did?
Fuck me. I'd do her a favor and fuck me.
That's exactly why I put this fucking question on there.
Yeah, because, I'm generous. And I'm being generous to her by letting her
do her the favor.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
100%.
And, all right, so we'll go off of that. This is going to be like a little bit like deeper, though, but like, In 5 years, man, you know, where do you see yourself? What can we expect in the next 5 years?
Yeah. So as I said, I'm recording this album. I think it's going to be really, really good. Doesn't have a title yet, so I can't like plug it. But I really hope everyone checks it out and listens. I think it's going to be really funny and very well produced. But like I'd say my big goal is like I'd love to have my own like TV show, sketch show, like the Kyle Gordon show, kind of like Key and Peele style almost, where like they just do a bunch of different sketches. Something like that would be great. So yeah, I mean, 5 years, that's always been my goal, because the big thing I'm always looking for is just like creative control. So like I don't need to have like the biggest anything, but like if I could have a television show where pretty much people just gave me a bunch of money and I could do whatever the fuck I wanted.
Bingo.
That's the dream.
That's it. No, that's see, like, that's it, man.
Yeah.
5 years, and the Kyle Gordon show, that has a fucking ring to it.
Yeah, all right, cool.
That's got a ring.
Listen, who we have people with money? Give me your money. But yeah, like, I mean, but honestly, this is the best time. I might not even need like stuff like this. Like, you don't need $1 million to like, or even like the fact that you guys know me. Like, I've done all this stuff with social media, like just me and my phone. Like, it's kind of an amazing time where you don't need $1 million and you don't need anyone's permission. Like, if you just, you can do it all yourself, and it's very exciting. So maybe 5 years I'll have the Kyle Gordon show, and I'll be shooting it for like, $10 with, a phone and whatever, and it's just as big as fucking any other show on television. So.
And I gotta ask, so the first video that went viral for you, that was a mistake? Well, not saying a mistake, but that was just like,
yes,
like there was like a throwaway video almost.
Yeah. All right, yeah. The first video, it was during the pandemic, so this would have been like November 2020, and the story.
The video was great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was fun. It was very stupid, but it's fun. But like, story I tell, it was Thanksgiving. I was just getting like fat and drunk with my dad. I couldn't do comedy shows anymore. I'm like sitting around like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? So I set this goal to make like one TikTok every day for 3 months. And essentially the first one, I just hit record. I didn't even really know how TikTok worked. So I just hit record, filmed myself. I was sort of playing a character that was like excited that his uncle made enchiladas.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make a lot of sense, but exactly. It was great. It's fun. It's stupid. And I just posted it just to be able to say like day one, I posted it. And then later that night, like I started like getting a lot of followers on Instagram. I was like, that's weird. And because I had linked my Instagram to the TikTok, and then I checked and it had like over 1 million views, and I'd never blown up on anything ever, so I was like, I'm Tom Cruise. I am famous! Dude, it took a little longer than that, but yeah, like, it was cool, and pretty much after that, it was off to the races. But yeah, the first one was very much like, farted out, wasn't even really thinking about it.
That's how it happens, bro.
Yeah.
And like, for that to be a throwaway video is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's insane. Here I am spending 2 hours reviewing film. This guy's throwing enchiladas.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, dude, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, this is awesome.
This was super fun. Yeah, great to meet you guys. Delicious.
Yeah, and tell everyone where we can find you.
Check me out. At Kyle Gordon is great on everything. Kyle Gordon, like we were talking about earlier, I am not the 55-year-old composer of the movie Anastasia.
Or
Google,
Hot Rod.
Yeah, or Hot Rod. Google seems to think I am. No, I'm a 14-year-old boy from Westchester. So, yeah.
Hey, Black Friday, Jets Dolphins, MetLife.
Let's go. I'll see you there.
Done.
Boom.
You're listening to the Oven Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
We want to thank our boy Nicky Meatballs and his unbelievable crew at Popete 71 on the Upper West Side for absolutely blessing us as usual. We're not joking when we say this dude makes the best meatballs in the 5 boroughs. Make sure you check out our YouTube page, click the subscribe button, and join us next time, because there's always an open seat for you at the Oven.